All right, so I am using the EF adapter, EF to RF adapter, and this is the 10 to 18. So let me move this a bit like that. Yeah, so if I keep it straight, okay, it's looked good. So I got the 4K 30, and this is the enhanced 4K, so I'm looking at overheating probably faster, but I'm just going to drive it around. It's raining. And let's see, this is at 10, okay? If I move it up a little bit, there's 11 millimeter, there's 12 millimeter, 13 millimeter, 14 millimeter, 15 millimeter, 16 millimeter. This is one that you're used to when I'm using the prime, but this is at like 5.3 or something like that. This is 17 millimeter. This is all the way to the 18 millimeter. And what I'm looking at is focusing. Okay, do this. So let's try that 18 millimeter. Drive around a little bit. By putting this book on, what this is getting me, and I'm trying to decide that, you know what, I was looking at that R10, small battery. Here we go, here we go. Here you go. So I was liking that 4K 30. It was stable. You can see the windshield wipers. So this is the 1018. So I was looking at the R10. I said, well, I don't want to buy the kit lens because I got the 18 to 150 and get it cheaper. And saved me about what? 120 bucks for the kit lens, and that's cheaper than if you just buy the lens outright. The way I'm going to go through Best Buy. So this is just to show you what the 10 and 18 does, okay? I got these windshield wipers last time at Discounted Tire, so it's still doing good. So it's staying in focus. That's the thing that I'm looking at. I don't see that much wobbling. You know what, I didn't even look. I think this is image stabilization on the lens too, folks. So this is what I'm looking at. So this is a little bit wider view than the 16, and the 4K 30 did an outstanding job. or you know, the 4K fine at 30. So I'm looking at juddering and any stuttering. It's looking good. Turn on the lights. It's only 6:19. So with the R10, it has no IBIS, okay, in-body stabilization. It has the kit lens. It's about $1,099 compared to the ZFC, but it's 16 to 50. So the Canon is 18 to 45 for some reason. I guess they're saving the 50 for the prime, and they do have a 16 to 35, but it's those PZ. No, that's on Sony. Sorry about that. Okay, water's starting to build up. Civil Creek. A lot of traffic. A lot of potholes too, especially on this right hand side. So I'm loving this R7. I'm also looking at the overheating. So I was looking at the 100mm RF, you know, the macro. I was looking at the Sony macro at 90mm. And you know what? On the Sony lenses, even that would give me from 185. I think I'll keep the short lenses on the Sony. Alright, full frame. And I'll use the Canon with the bigger lens. So the subject is, should I buy the R10 or should I buy that RF 100 millimeter macro? See these guys going in the right lane, which is okay, but they usually turn right and then left at the stoplight, so sometimes it doesn't matter. Now I got the air conditioner on. How does this look? So let's go all the way to, trying to find that. There we go. So there's 16mm. Here's all the way to 10mm. And there's a lot of cars in front of me. Unreal. So this is 10mm. How does this look? I mean, it's, you can see the car. I'm also testing out the fogging. I'm testing out a lot of things. All right, so it's not moving. The enhance is working, whereas before it didn't, and figured out that You need a Betty Crocker cookbook for that, and the mat to keep it from sliding. So it does a much better job than the tripod. Yes, the tripod goes higher over the dash, so you see less dash. But you know what, folks? I don't want that wavy mirage jello effect. And if the 4K 30 fine is working good, I'll keep it on there. Because I looked at the 4K 60 and it was a lot more shaky with the 24 millimeter. I don't know if it was the lens or the 4K 60, so I thought I'd try out the 4K 30 enhanced. That's the 7K kind of like overhead 7K to 4K, so you get better quality. So that's what I'm looking for, best quality as I'm driving around. Now I know the enhanced version, I think it still has some cropping, but it overheats quicker. But I'm driving in the rain at 75 degrees outside. Usually a lot of people at this time go to Starbucks. I ate earlier at this I think it was Pho restaurant, Lin Pho. It's a Vietnamese Chinese restaurant. Okay, so let's turn it on a little bit quicker with the windshield wipers. Really a lot of people at Best Buy. Now, I'm not getting the lens here. I go to another store for that. It's a bigger store. I'm just driving around testing out how this is working. And so far, with the new wheel, everything is feeling great. So I'm not going for any more deer. I've seen enough of that. I'm just doing another car vlog with a different lens. I'll try that out. I'm trying the speed bumps, look at the I got it. The stabilization of the camera. So what I'm looking for is if it moves it up and down. And let me tell you, these roads are rough. You know, the parking lots in Texas, ground is always shifting. And as you can see, the windows start fogging up, but the windshield wipers are doing a pretty good job. And what's kind of freaking me out a little bit is I see him moving. Come on. Okay, got it right. I should have said the lady on the right. You know, if you get at the same time, the person on your right goes first. So, if everybody gets there at the same time on a four-way crossing, who goes first? Well, the ones that going straight go first. So that takes one car out of the equation. Whoever makes a right, okay, goes second, and then left is last. So usually the occasion is everybody's either turning, less people are going straight, or half at the most. So if you're going straight, you're going to miss the other cars. So that's why you always let them go. But if you're turning left or right, see, if everybody turns right, then they won't hit each other either. Okay? So if for turning purposes, straight, right, left at the end. So if you get four cars facing each other and they all want to make a left, guess what, folks? Is my car bigger than yours? That's the way they do it in Texas. He said, you want to hit me? Go ahead. I got a truck. I'll squash you. That's the way they look at it. So it's raining harder now. Going back home. I'm seeing a lot of stuff left on the side. It's been there for months. They've been working on these roads here where I live. And guess what? They don't pick it up. It's not their job. They got other people to do that. Isn't that something? They'll put out cones, they'll put out warning signs like drive safe or whatever, which you probably didn't see. Oh man, that's a dog. It was a big dog and it was hit. Yeah, it's dead. It's lying on the side of the road, but still, you'd think you would call animal control to pick up the dead animal. We do have buzzards here, and they do take care of it. Okay, guy. See, a lot of these people, they don't follow the road signs. It's supposed to yield, not merge. But we need this rain. And this is a good rain. I had a chance to mow my grass, and what did I do? Nope, next week, folks. I cut it last week. What do you want? So they were saying they were threatening rain for a long time. It didn't happen last week, but I'm glad it's raining today. And it held off. They were talking about like last night, early morning. Not happening. And now we got the rain. That's good. So it's starting to build up. I'm going to go on that little drive in the neighborhood and stuff with this lens. So you see, this is at very minimum 10 millimeters. Now I'm going to go to all the way to the 18 millimeters, okay? I'm testing out the 4K 30 fine, oversampled from 7K. On the R10 at 6K, oversampled to 4K. And the battery life is less. I I was thinking of getting the camera to test it against the ZFC. Okay? And the one thing the R10 has over the ZFC is the 4K 60. But still, it doesn't have any in-body stabilization. So, you know, well, what can I say? Like, why get the camera? I mean, yeah, I've done it with the ZFC on here. The ZFC lasted longer than the Z30, and it didn't overheat. Well, it might have too. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, that's right. On the ZFC, it was the 35 or 30-minute time limit. So at $29.99, it shut down. That's what bugged me. And the thing is, I forgot about it since I had the R7, because there is no time limit. I'll give you the warning of the bars, and you know what, let me hit that info. Okay, alright, yep, no bars. My voice is, can see it. So it's still about 6:30 at night. How does it look turning? It looks pretty good, doesn't it? I can move the camera a little bit like this. Move it to the right, I think. How's that? That's a straight shot. It's 73 degrees, so it's a little bit cooler, which is a good thing. So far, looks like it. I've been doing it for 23 minutes, folks. Isn't that something? So what I'm going to do is go straight. I'm going to go through the Retama racetrack parking lot, drive around a little bit. What I'm looking for is the overheating on the 4K 30. So I've done it in 90 degree to 100 degree weather, and I can see the bars on this R7. And I've just been waiting for a cold day to see if it'll overheat. So what you want is a big enough card that can record, and then you have to see if the battery lasts. So I'm not doing any hour or whatever, and that's too much to edit. But for a good 30 to 45 minutes, that's enough for you know, you can just take different time stamps or whatever. So the other reason why I go on this road is because it's bumpy. Oh, that's my gas. Wow, I've been driving a lot. Yeah, let's go at the entrance. Well, they don't have anybody at the guardhouse, I don't think, anymore. Oh man, they damaged that. Okay. Well, they tore down some stalls for horses. So I got a feeling what they're going to do. You see, I'm just... So here's the Retama racetrack. On the outside, satellite dishes. Just driving around. Going to the exit. Testing this lens out. And I think there's an exit right up here. Yep. So it's on autofocus, servo mode. Very stable, I'm very happy. Now, I think some reasons why people would pick up the R10 is because of the small. It's small. But remember, the battery life doesn't last long. It's the, I think, the LF17 or something like that on the battery. See, there's a guy driving around. But he might be practicing and driving. See, a lot of people take their kids to practice parking and driving, which is okay by me. You know, they need to learn how to drive, especially in San Antonio. It's so huge. I mean, the city, and there's other cities inside the Bexar County. But all these guys turn right. So they clean up the mess from the stalls. Yeah, the whole empty field. Wow. That's amazing how much they cleared out. They cleared out 1 through 6, I think, on the horse stalls. Might do, go on the highway. I'll show you some water runoff on the Cibolo Creek. You know, they got that new bridge, whatever. So I got, this will be my, I guess my third car vlog today. I did the first one on 16mm on the 4K 30 fine. On the second one, I did it on the 4K 60. Okay, I'm going to go down So you see, this used to be flooded over there, but they fixed all the flooding part because they raised the road. It used to be a big dip. Now there's no dip. The R7 is weather sealed, but with the lenses and stuff, I don't want to try it. I don't think it's weather sealed, this one. It might be, but still. No water built up yet because it just started raining about half hour ago, 20 minutes ago. So at 18 millimeters, this is pretty good. At least you can't see the sticker like you did on the other video that I'm going to post. What was freaking me out was I'd be watching LCD screen and I'd be watching the windshield wiper, and the windshield wiper is faster than on the LCD screen because that's kind of like a delay, and that's what was freaking out. And then I realized, oh, it's not stuttering. I'm looking at the original windshield wiper and then I'm watching the replay on the LCD screen, which is about half a second later. So that's what was messing with me. So they had Catholic churches going out. I'm going to turn this off.